All right, let's get into this. What if I told you whether you financed your house with a mortgage or you paid cash for it, it would cost you exactly the same amount of money, assuming that the borrowing rate and the crediting rate or the earnings rate were exactly the same. Now think about that as it goes to other types of major capital purchases you would make in your life. If it cost you the same, whether you financed it or paid cash, would that change your mind on how you pay for things? Would you want to work on financing in a way where you retain control of your money as opposed to giving control to somebody else or losing control of all that money? Let me prove to you how that works. Remember, how would you like to pay for it? Let's look at financing it with a mortgage first. So here's what the flow of money looks like when you finance it with a mortgage. You earn money through your earnings potential. Some of it gets diverted to taxes. Then some of it gets diverted to future lifestyle earnings, and you're saving up for that major capital purchase. And this is when you save for a down payment. You then find the house and you buy it, right? We're financing it with a mortgage, okay? So when you finance it with the down payment, you now drain that safe account to purchase the house with the down payment, and then you secure a mortgage to finance the balance of it, the rest of it, the 80% for most of us that we would do, okay? So that's what it looks like when you're financing with the mortgage. When you self-finance it, here's what it looks like. Again, your earnings, some of it goes to taxes, the rest of it goes to future earnings potential, but it takes you a while because you have your current lifestyle needs that you're taking care of, but it takes you time to build up your savings, and you build and build and build. Finally, when you have enough money saved up for the purchase price of a house, you find it and you buy that house, and then you drain that savings tank to complete the purchase of the house so you do not have a mortgage on it, right? Because that's the thing that you're wanting to avoid, is the mortgage on the house. But remember, how would you like to pay for it if it ended up costing you the same? Here's the things to consider. If savings and mortgage rates are equal, the cost will be the same. And I'm going to prove to you how that works. So there's two types of ways of looking at interest: compounding interest and amortizing interest. And let's assume for 1 second that we're buying a house for $100,000. And the cost of that money and the opportunity to earn interest on that money is 5%. Over a 30-year time frame, that $100,000 principal balance is going to earn interest compounding on an annual basis. Over 30 years, it's going to earn $346,000 of interest. So the total final balance in year 30 is going to be $446,774. Now, let me show you how amortizing can be the exact same cost. And we have to break it down a few ways. So first thing is, when you borrow money, you pay interest, but you don't just pay interest, you pay principal plus interest. And so then you have what we call the opportunity cost of those principal payments, and you have the opportunity cost of those interest payments, right? And we're going to go through all of that. So over $100,000 over 30 years, the interest amount would be $93,000. But that interest has an opportunity to earn interest, and that cost ends up being $254,000 over 30 years. It's the interest paid plus the opportunity cost of those interest payments at 5% over 30 years. Then you have your principal payment that you're making. So you're paying principal, and then you're paying the opportunity cost of those principal payments at 5% over 30 years. And so when you add it all together, you have your cumulative total balance of principal payments, you have your cumulative total balance of interest payments, plus you have the opportunity cost that you've given up on those principal payments at 5%, plus the opportunity cost of those interest payments. So principal plus interest plus opportunity costs of both of those equals $446,000. And so the question I ask you is, if it's going to cost you the same whether you pay cash or you finance it, which one of these options gives you more control of your money? Which one of these options allows you to maintain control and maintain power? Because remember, banks will only loan money to you when you don't need it. And when you retain those assets instead of paying cash for the house and you finance it, you don't have to requalify as you would if you put all your money into the house, you needed to take a loan out, you have to requalify to access that home equity. Holding on to your purchasing power, holding on to your cash, holding on to your equity, it's actually more beneficial for you in the long run than paying cash for the house. And I know this blows people's mind. We're going to have lots of discussion. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. But this is something that you've got to think about. Then the next question is, what is the proper savings vehicle for this money, right? So if you're not going to pay cash, and I think we can justify not paying cash for the house, where do you hold those monies in those safe accounts? What are the key characteristics of those safe accounts that you need to look at? And I did another video on that. You should check that out about the characteristics of savings accounts. Not all savings accounts are created equal. There's one that the tax code has really created that's a very powerful savings tool. It has 11 out of the 12 benefits and characteristics that you would want: safe, guaranteed, tax deferred, tax free. That's where you should be holding your money. Guaranteed loan provisions, guaranteed access, control and use of your money. So those are the things that you need to look at. This blows people's mind. I'm happy to have a discussion with you on it. Reach out to me in the comment section and let's create a very healthy, professional dialogue. Talk to you soon.